What do you think of when you hear the word zombies? Do you think about this? Maybe this. Or this. It could be this. For me, I think of...
My name is Edward Richthofen, and I have been trying so very hard to do the right thing.
Back in 2008, Activision got Treyarch to release the banger known as Call of Duty World at War. In this game, we were given the godsend that is... It's a cooperative, wave-based survival mode that scared the daylights out of me as a kid. Originally conceived as an Easter egg after completing the World at War campaign, it quickly became a cornerstone of the COD franchise. The game mode is a blend of multiplayer gunplay, roguelike survival and upgrade paths, and the perfect amount of horror. I'm going to be playing through the 4 original zombie maps from World at War and give my analysis and rating after nearly 16 years. If you're new to the franchise, well, buckle up. And remember, this is all from a solo point of view. Because my friends aren't unemployed like me.
NACHT, der Untoten. That translates as Night of the Dead.
This is where the zombies' journey began. Unless you look at this giant circle map thing that details the entire zombie storyline and then you say, oh wait a minute, it's kinda in the middle. Lucky for us, the story is quite simple so far. You're just 4 Marine soldiers hoping to survive the night against a zombie horde after your plane mysteriously crashed. As the first map, it introduced the basic mechanics that would define the mode, such as barricading windows, purchasing weapons from war locations, and surviving against increasingly difficult waves of zombies. The map is bare bones by today's standards, featuring just 3 rooms and a minimalistic layout that limits players' maneuverability and strategy. However, what it lacks in spice, it makes up for in flavor. Just look at that moon. Really, look at it. That's going to be important later. What sets it apart is its sheer simplicity. No perks, no pack-a-punch, and no nonsense. It forces the player to rely solely on their shooting skills and resource management, and their own creativity to find meaning in the most absolute mundane gameplay. Despite its lack of features, NACHT Untoten remains iconic for its ability to evoke fear and excitement through minimalism, and this absolute doo-doo caca wallby. But that's okay because Treyarch developed a mystery gamba machine that supplies a random weapon and in no way can go wrong. Ah, there we go. The iconic ray gun. The ray gun is a one-of-a-kind gun. It's the only thing that bridges the gap between this dark, gritty, and serious tone of horror aesthetic to a more lighthearted and comical side. The ray gun is an icon of the Zombies series. Even people outside the Zombies community still recognize the ray gun and its importance to the franchise. Despite the horror aesthetic, you can't imagine the game mode without it. Your only hope is a toy alien gun, and that's cool. However, the comical and lighthearted side can get taken to extremes, especially in future titles, which I'll hopefully be touching on in a future episode, so if you want that, please subscribe. Thank you, bye. What strikes me as special about NACHT Untoten, its ability to come back in every single iteration hereafter, and also how well it stands up on its own. It really does show the potential of the game mode early on, and it just demonstrates Treyarch's creativity and ability to adapt. NACHT Untoten World at War gets a C, but this is all subject to change, as future remakes and inclusions in other maps will determine whether it goes up or down in my mind. Following the success of NACHT Untoten, Treyarch released VERRUCKT, meaning crazy in German. They really do love Germany. They should call this up. This map gave zombie players a new experience with the introduction of new mechanics and increased difficulty.
There's gotta be a power switch around here somewhere.
An evac mission for Peter McCain gone wrong in a mental facility in Germany requires 4 Marine soldiers to fight for their life. And you heard that right. Power is in the facility. You also might have heard that this map is horrifying. The sounds in it are just, well, give them a listen. Some of the best horrors are the ones your mind has to fill in for. For instance, this empty morgue cabinet in the starting room. Where's this trail of blood leading to? Another horror you'll find in the starting room is this door, which leads to absolutely nowhere. Oh hey look, you can see the door that you should have bought. This map played a key role in adding progression to a game that can quickly get stale. It's very easy to see the evolution, from NACHT or UNTOTEN to VERRUCKT. You can tell that Treyarch really gave a thought to how to make the zombies stronger, and at the same time, how to make the players stronger. To emphasize just how crazy this place is, Treyarch has these zombies running at Mach speeds just to catch you. To counteract this, however, we're given 4 new Coca-Cola machines, which become a mainstay within the franchise. Juggernaut increases your health regen, Speed Cola increases your reload speed, Quick Revive does pretty much nothing in solo, and Double Tap lets you waste your ammo faster. Gameplay in World at War Zombies had just paradigm shifted. Now you had a goal, you had a strategy, you had to save up for perks, and they're so iconic. The look, the taste, and of course, the jingles. The power, the perks, and of course the amazing horror aesthetic, continuing on from NACHT or UNTOTEN, gives it just a slight edge over NACHT. However, this next map is going to shock you. NUMA introduces us to the Ultimus crew, that being Tank Dempsey, Nikolai Belinsky, Takeo Misaki, and Dr. Edward Richtofen. The reason for Ultimus being here is to retrieve Richtofen's diary at the Rising Sun facility. First thing of note is Peter McCain's body, who is the man that you were trying to evac during VERRUCKT, which is quite sad, but I mean, look at the skybox. Amazing. NUMA said, you know that power thing that we were talking about before? Because I don't. Yeah, NUMA doesn't really have power, which I consider to be an L because it really goes into the sense of exploration and destination, which is lacking. However, it makes up for this with a beautiful Wunderwaffe, the first wonder weapon that doesn't start with ray and end with gun. The ray gun. Yeah. The Wunderwaffe is an electrifyingly devastating wonder weapon, and so immaculately designed. I mean, just look at this reload animation. Beautiful. The Coca-Cola machines make a return with 4 rotating locations in 4 different areas. While the rotating locations do create exploration similar to the power switches, I believe there's a big difference in the fact that it doesn't really matter what area you go to, because it's all random. This map also introduced another icon of the zombie series, that being the Hellhounds. I've seen Hellhounds in mainline COD titles for years now, and let me tell you, nothing compares to the World at War Hellhounds. They are ruthless, relentless. I've downed to Hellhounds before, but not as much as I have to these World at War ones. They are built different. They come every 5 to 7 rounds or so, and then after you're done, you get a free max ammo. A smart and simple iteration on the formula, giving a break from the monotony and having something different, with incentive to keep going for those higher rounds. And trust me, people do. They love this map, especially for this trap, the Flogger. Flogger. This is where I get a bit controversial, and I take NUMA and put it above VERRUCKT and NACHT UNTOTEN, sitting comfortably in B. For all its flaws, it's still one of my favorites to go back to in World at War for a solo experience of relaxing and calm gameplay. The RIESE, which translates to the giant. When you talk about Call of Duty zombies, this is the zombie map. The RIESE introduces the Pack-a-Punch machine, which is a direct step up from the Coca-Cola machines from VERRUCKT. After buying a few doors, you'll make it to the power switch. After turning that on, you'll see the whole facility light up. Then in 3 different locations, there are teleporters that you must link to the mainframe back in spawn, and you'll see the Pack-a-Punch doors slowly but surely open up, revealing a new end goal, now having to balance Coca-Colas and upgrading weapons. But upgrade it does. For the expensive cost of 5,000 points, you can take your cruddy little starter pistol and turn it into its own pocket RPG. With the introduction of the Pack-a-Punch machine, zombie maps became 10 times more replayable. It makes you want to grab every single weapon, stick it into the Pack-a-Punch machine, and just see what comes out. It's also what turns already cool weapons into even cooler weapons. In a world so saturated with Pack-a-Punches now, it's crazy to think about the innovation at the time. It rewards the player for being smart and risky. Using a weaker weapon will get you more points, meaning you'll get a Pack-a-Punch faster, but using stronger weapons means you're safer. The zombies game mode as a whole can be summed up in this map alone. It's a balance between being difficult and being casual enough for new players to come in. There's strategy, and yet you don't have to follow a strategy. You can just shoot the zombies if you want to. But speaking of strategies, of course you can't forget about the iconic catwalk camping spot. I feel like everybody and their grandma knows about this spot by now, but the RIESE and the catwalk are synonymous with each other. If you have played this map before, you have been in this exact spot, watching these zombies barrel up the stairs as you shoot their heads. But that's not all Treyarch has for you. The Hellhounds make a return, with the addition of a brand new special equipment, the monkey bombs. Once you get one of these loud and clattering friends out the box, you just throw one out, and for around 7 seconds, the zombies will be attracted to the crashing cymbals, not realizing the bomb attached to the monkey's back. You ever want to get from point A to point B without having to walk? Well, you can teleport now. And lastly, of course, the Bowie knife, which lets you one-hit melee zombies until round 9. I want to briefly touch on the aesthetic of the RIESE. It looks beautiful. I mean, even by today's standards, it's a good looking map. However, while this is a beautiful map, it really does set the tone for the next installment in the franchise, that being Black Ops 1. I mean, you go from dark bunker in the fog, crazy mental asylum, and a worn down Japanese World War II research facility, to this, you can really see the setup for the theme and the tone of Black Ops 1 going forward. Now I know what you're probably thinking.
Damn, this guy hates the RIESE.
But I really don't, and I actually think this is a great map, so I think it deserves A tier. Definitely the best that World at War has to offer. The RIESE in this pack just doesn't really fit with the other 3 in my opinion. However, that is all subject to change, so please stay tuned. Something tells me that I'll be seeing these maps very, very soon.